Today I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I probably will not be reading. I look like I have chicken arms. Hold on. I'm gonna go get a sweater. Much better. Today I'm going to be talking about some books that I really have no intention of reading, but are quite popular. Or maybe I'll just talk about genres. So a conversation I wanted to have today that I kind of touched on in my last video of tips to reading more would be not reading what's popular. So I fall into a weird category of I love to read backlist titles from authors. So definitely not what's current, but also I get on board hype trains a lot. It's a problem of mine. But having read enough of everything to know and discriminate when to board that train and when not to has been such a growing piece in my reading, understanding that if there is hype for a sci-fi book, I probably will not enjoy it. If there's hype for a romance book, I probably will not enjoy it. That is just my personal reading taste. And understanding that discrimination in your reading is not necessarily a bad thing. It's okay not to enjoy what everyone else is enjoying is such a great lesson to learn. For a while, I battled between whether it's more important to continuously give genres or authors a chance versus it just sounding like you're constantly taking a ginormous tummy aching poo on top of things people like. And eventually I decided that the former is the better option because people are going to enjoy it. And I don't want to be the type of reader or video maker that is always taking a giant poo on what people enjoy. It's not a fun person to be, and ultimately, I'm not interested in being that person. So if I know I'm not gonna enjoy something, I probably will just not try it. Now, that tends to be exclusively for subset genres. I will keep trying to read romance because there are some that I have liked. I will keep trying sci-fi, but that's because there's some that I've liked and I can fine tune what I enjoy within a genre. But there are certain subgenres that I know I will not enjoy, no matter who's writing it. It can be my favorite author in the world, i.e., I enjoyed Skyward from Brandon Sanderson. I didn't enjoy, what's it called? Starsight. It was not the book for me. And I knew that going in, and I still did it because I like the author. And understanding it's okay to take those risks, but also it's okay not to like something has been such a great piece in my reading journey. I cannot tell you. Investing the time in what I enjoy versus what other people enjoy has led to some of the most fun creations in these videos that I have had in a long time. I can't even tell you. And also, it hasn't taken away any of the joy from people who are enjoying things that aren't necessarily for me, because nobody likes to hear somebody constantly going on about how they didn't like something, because at a certain point I had to look at myself and say, then why do you keep reading it? This is the fourth time you didn't like it, you're still reading it, what are you doing here? And that is a very fair criticism to have. At some point, you rely on your own accountability to say, okay, this just isn't for me. And that doesn't take away from, I still watch creators that make romantic content. No, that sounds weird. I still watch videos from creators that solely read romance because I love watching people enjoy what they do, even if I didn't like it. It doesn't take away from the joy I feel in seeing other people enjoy those things. I genuinely still like it, but I just didn't want to constantly be reading something that I knew I wouldn't like at the end of the day just because other people did. This is just a rambly video to say that I'm sorry if I don't always read what's current and what's new and fun or popular. That is with intention. And I've had a couple of DMs from people asking, will I be reading, oh God, I don't know. It was a lot of romance books, and they wanted my take on some romance. But ultimately, the answer is going to be probably not. And I sent them videos of other creators that I enjoyed, or creators that I think they might enjoy. And I appreciate the questions and the suggestions, but ultimately, I don't want to spend time on things that I don't like, and I don't want to feed into the negativity of any of these genres that already are very stigmatized as it is. That's not to say, again, that I won't ever read anything, but there were certain suggestions of readers that certain suggestions of authors that I just know I don't have any intention of reading, like Tessa Dare. I don't know who that is, but I remember I did look it up on Goodreads, and I was like, ooh, no, not for me. And there was another author that was, do you know what? I have to, hold on. Let me have a look. Anna Todd. An author from Anna Todd, a book by Anna Todd. And I read the synopsis and I go, ooh, no, definitely not gonna do that. So I didn't want to just say no to them, and it was multiple DMs that I got for certain authors. And if you guys want to keep suggesting things, I appreciate it, and I will look into every suggestion you guys give me, as I did with all of these. But ultimately, I thought it was worth making a video that, as much as I love these suggestions, the no's that I give out, and I will always answer by saying no or a why. I thought it was worth opening the discussion to say why I probably won't be reading those things, and also contemporary fiction for teenagers. Some I like, the more hard-hitting stuff, but like if it revolves around heavy romance, it's probably not for me. I have a hard time with young romance. Honestly, even like 18-year-old romance, I have a really hard time, because they're babies, reading that kind of stuff without just seeing it as like toxicity within a relationship, within a baby's relationship, or whatever the case. And I know some people really like contemporary fiction or contemporary romance for, not fiction, because I like contemporary fiction for teenagers, but contemporary romance for teenagers. That's not to say that you shouldn't, but I just know that I, as a reader, don't have it in me to separate that line, so I know I won't enjoy it. I have had a couple of suggestions of teenage contemporary romance. So I didn't want you guys to feel unheard or that I don't appreciate your suggestions, because of course I do. A couple of books that I've read this month have been suggestions of subscribers that have really opened up my world to sneezing. That have really opened up my world to something I probably otherwise would not have read. So I love it and I appreciate it, but I wanted to give kind of a long form answer of why I will say no to some things, and it is not because I don't appreciate it. It's just because I appreciate everybody's reading taste, and I do not want to take a giant poo on it. And I am a very honest reviewer, so if I don't like something, I will not just go along and say, oh, it was great, when I didn't. I'll probably give my honest thoughts, but sometimes, as all of our mamas have taught us, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything at all. And yeah, I think that's about it for this one. I hope that ramble made sense. This was a weird one. Basically, I just wanted to, in a long form, answer a couple of questions I've gotten from you guys. So that's it for this video. I hope you have a great week and or weekend wherever you are in the world, and that you guys are staying safe. I'll see you in my next video.